It'll be a hot time in the old town tonight.
Hey, it's you! Come in and join us!
We're so glad to have you today. We have an homage today to a recently discontinued classic from Dior and Hoffman's Grooming!
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, we're so glad to have you here. Come on in. And if you happen to be here during the live premiere, some of our favorite people from all over the world are hanging out talking about shaving soaps and life and all kinds of stuff. Come join us during the premieres and give us a like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. It helps out the channel.
It does.
What's
and
our
for
mention
our mention
today?
We had to bust these out because I don't know if they've gotten enough camera time for y'all to see.
Yeah.
But we do have 2 EDPs from Hoffman's.
And the bar soaps from Hoffman's, y'all are amazing. Yes. And we have the shampoo bars and the deodorant on our list to try. So
it's true.
These out, y'all. These clock in at 30 milliliters. They go on sale every once in a while.
Like a
more often than you'd think, for 2 for $50 kind of thing, y'all. And these are some of our most beautifully intense and long-lasting perfumes. And I love the Daydreams.
Yeah, me too. Somehow that one, like 3 hours in, it does like a scent shift. I don't know what happens, but it's almost like a 2-in-1. Like something just shifts for me as I wear that one. That's super enjoyable.
And for us, it's a total birthday party scent. Y'all, Sarah was the first one to identify that there's even a bit of helium balloon hiding
just
in
something
here somewhere.
fun about that just time that you have entertaining at birthday parties. And this one is perfect for summer. Thank you for Crystal helping us get this one.
Just a gorgeously candied citrus and lime in there for me. I love putting those on, going for a walk on a whimsical, blustery morning. It's just my favorite thing. So
and
anyway,
with fall coming, I feel like we might want the evil pumpkin.
Right.
Like we're definitely going to be back for sure.
I keep going back daily for Burn the Ships,
It's
y'all.
true,
If
it's
you know,
true.
you know. If you got that, put it in the comments. And our soap today, y'all, is an homage to an absolute classic by Christian Dior. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at hoffmansgrooming.com.
You feeling fly? You're damn right. This is an homage to Fahrenheit by Christian Dior. We present to you Super Fly.
Y'all, super fly indeed, with a label that's reminiscent of a disco ball and an old-fashioned car and a pimped-out dude in a suit with a hat, and it looks like he's got fish in his shoes. Y'all, this is going to be an adventure. Come along with us while we have an unboxing. We bought a few.
There was a big sale, and of course, we just had to jump on it. So,
check out those $10 tub sales. Every once in a while, Hoffman's has the sales. Y'all keep your ear to the ground. And there she is. What else do we have in here? I don't know. We don't have to. We can totally edit this part out. Oh, that one. All right, y'all. This is it. Superfly. I am so excited. Y'all, this totally takes me back to one of my favorite movies growing up. My sister and I would watch it every couple of weeks. It was called I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka. And it was made by the Wayans brothers and the folks who would end up kind of doing In Living Color. It was one of Chris Rock's earliest appearances on film. Y'all, it is phenomenal. And there is a character that I am pretty sure that is based on. But we'll know when we have our first impressions.
somebody wanted to help. But full disclosure, we have smelt an homage to this scent before. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's at the very beginning of our journey. For me, in the time since, I have sort of discovered that this is described very often as where violet meets leather. So I'm kind of excited to re-experience this because my memory of our first one was a bit of sort of an ivory soap memory for me, and then the spiciness built out from there. So I'm kind of excited to see where this is going to take me.
I'm sure Rob put his little thumbprint on it, and this label kind of fits that.
I love that little sweet signature that Rob puts in his soaps. I hope it's in this one. We'll see.
All right, I guess it's time. Let's see.
All right, take it in. What do you get?
There's our lovely pour. Oh, it does really have that clean, kind of crisp, cool vibe to it.
Ah, nice.
Like, there's nothing about this that's dark to me.
Love it.
It does have a masculine hit.
Yeah.
But it's not like the typical tobacco's heavier.
Right.
I know you're saying that there's a leather, but it's like the cleanest leathery side that I've ever smelled.
Gotcha. So, like, what kind of a leather do you think it is? More like kind of a new car kind of a leather? Like a cashmere?
You know? Okay, so and there's
suede jacket, maybe?
Maybe actually more the suede side, because there is something in the base here that really blends well with the leather. Yeah. That does, you know, it's not the shiny leather on the outside, it's more that inside that's kind of more the broken down leather, maybe? it just makes me smile. It's really fresh and clean. Like if you were going and trying to be all dressed up, I could see why this label fits. Like you are raring for a good night. You are all sharp and ready.
It's often described as fresh.
Right? I totally get that. I mean, if I didn't know that this was an homage, I would know that there's like a complexity in it, that there's definitely layers to this scent. They're just blended together really well. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely like a bright part to this.
Yeah.
There's definitely like a part in the middle that maybe more like a masculine woodsy something.
Love it.
I know you said a violety something maybe.
I read it as where violet meets leather, and the word they used was clash, like on purpose.
Oh. And see, to me, somehow that's making it a full smell, but it's still very clean to me.
Sometimes I use the word tug of war. Like I like scent notes that pull against each other because I think you discover cool things in the middle.
There's something happening in the middle. And you know, sometimes I get a color like when I smell things.
Yeah, somebody in the comments asked about that.
I thought I was going to get more like a flashy in your face color. Right. But I don't. I get like a really, not a powdery clean white, but like just a bright, clean color.
Yeah. Now I do kind of see colors when I smell. Somebody asked in the comments, do you kind of see the whites, the blues, the oranges?
I think so, but that's what I mean. I'm getting more like a bright white or something that's very clean and fresh, like almost like a fresh laundry commercial white, like, you know, that color. Yeah. There's something really clean and pretty about this.
I had an excellent meditation teacher in college, and he was very big on connecting our external senses to our internal eyes. So like there were things like that when I'd hear it, when I would smell it, that he would have us visualize when we were meditating. So that might have something to do with why I see things or I see colors when I smell these, because they're just, especially if they're a little bit more intense or they're super sophisticated and my brain just doesn't know how to interpret it, it'll show me things.
Right, I think it does too. Like sometimes it'll take me more to a place. Other times it'll take me more to like a color that's like easier for my brain to like categorize where this scent goes. Maybe, I don't know. But see what you think.
Do you remember the homage that we have previously done? When you
know, I don't know if I would have picked it off right away. Right. I do remember it being a very clean scent, but I don't know if my brain would have immediately gone that they were like, you know, best friends here.
Now, I rearranged our shaving cabinet the other day, and I re-smelled the first one we did very recently, so I'm excited to kind of compare them in my imagination. Here we go. Oh, this is way different.
Okay, I thought I was crazy.
This is way different. The other one, I had just sort of a sense of like a beautifully fresh cut bar of ivory soap. And ivory soap, tallow soap does have sort of a lovely like light spiciness that surrounds it. And that intensity was kind of turned up. Y'all, this has a lot more going on inside this.
Give me a second.
And the first thing that meets me is a subtle. Now, we were talking about the Hoff's suite and how it's just so charming and clever and beautiful. And it is here. But where that suite in like, well, Daydreams or Alien Skin is at about a 40% intensity when it's there, this is dialed back. This is 5 to 10% of that charming Hoffman suite. And it brings you in. And then that's where you get these beautiful whites and pinks and blues.
Is that what you get too, the color-wise?
Right. And I do not get an ivory soap sense from this. If somebody said, do you smell ivory soap in this? I'd be like, I can find it, but it's not something that I would have like pulled out of this. So these two homages are very different.
How about the leather side? Oh, because you'd asked me and I had a hard time searching.
Yeah, the floral hits me first, y'all, but I think it does in Fahrenheit. I think if I have these vague memories of Fahrenheit, I think that the floral is a little bit more prominent. And it is that softer.
It's like a cleaner floral. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's a very unique floral and it's a super unique leather.
Yep.
So when you tell me, is this the violet? Yeah, with an asterisk, like it's a special one. And then is it a leather? Well, yeah, but it's kind of like if somebody really cool had like a really old suede jacket and they'd wear it every night to like a jazz club where they didn't allow smoking, if there is such thing. That kind of a thing. And when you smell it, you just kind of smell its comfort, right? Yeah. That's kind of the leather that I get in here. A super like broken in, soft, comfortable leather.
I mean, we know that it's an homage to a scent, but would you have known just taking a whiff? That it is more of that Clooney side.
You know, if we hadn't been doing 300 episodes of this show, I might not.
Right, it's just very pretty and clean.
But having done a few of the like Dior Sauvages, Dior, having done some of those, yes, I totally get a sense of all of those individual lanes now and how there isn't really one of this. Because if you think about it, if you think about all of the attributes, I mean, start with Polo Green and like kind of moving forward, there's not one that mixes like a floral with a leather where the floral's more prominent. This is beautiful. And then I'm getting like a little bit of a wood or something.
I know. I thought I got that in the middle,
in there.
too.
Are you getting anything besides the violet and the leather?
It's funny. I do like how they do that tug of war because it makes my brain try and figure out what's that other part that's in there.
Right.
And we may just have to look at our scent notes to kind of find that
out.
out.
She's got a good point here, folks. Let's look at the script. It's just this charming sweetness that the Hoffman's puts in these. I'm not sure how.
Does.
It's almost like, in your favorite coffee house and they have like a brown sugar and you put it in your coffee, but you're like, there's something else besides brown sugar in this brown sugar. Or like W.C. Fields used to say, who the hell put pineapple juice in my pineapple juice? There's something special in this.
It's the secret little,
But let's see if they can find something in the set notes here. So the top notes are...
Oh, lavender. That's exactly what I was getting. The clean part of it. That's in there for sure. Oh, chamomile. Interesting.
So calming, right? Chamomile tea at bedtime, that kind of thing. Kind of pulling against the lavender and some of these spicier things we're about to uncover.
Citruses.
Maybe some bergamot. Lime,
something different. Yeah, maybe.
And then...
Hawthorn.
Bergamot. Yeah, there it was.
Yeah, there we go.
And then the middle notes, the heart notes of this are...
All right. Violet leaf, which you were right. You kind of said, but it's more the leaf of the violet.
Yes.
It's not the violet floral.
Oh. This is why. This is where the charm happens, folks. This is where the cleverness begins. Nutmeg. Are you kidding me?
But it doesn't, it says nutmeg flower. It doesn't have a comma between.
Oh.
Is that a thing?
Y'all. Okay, hold on. If nutmeg has a flower, this is it. How cool. And then woods, valley lily, and floral.
So there are florals in here, but the violet part is actually the violet leaf. It's not the violet flower.
And y'all, if you know Hoffman's like we do, and you have smelled Tut, or you have smelled Autism Strong, his barbershop scent, the things he is doing with florals in there are absolutely magical. So it doesn't surprise me that his nose was brought to this.
But those like cool masculine sides to the floral.
Right. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Underneath all of it, y'all, we're looking at...
You were right. Leather.
And vetiver. Love it. Musk.
I definitely smell that in there, but it's like a clean musk.
Yeah.
A white musk? Right. I don't know.
Amber.
Patchouli. And then a little tonka bean for the sweet little
just to put its
something.
arm around you and make sure you get to your car safely. That's what that's for. Just a slight hint of vanilla. Whoa. Y'all.
Okay. So, but now I feel like if we lather this up, we're going to get those little places in between that we still couldn't figure out. We knew were there, but we just couldn't pull them apart because they were blended so good.
Would this be a contender for your sister's sexy man? So.
Oh. I think it's too clean for her taste, but but it does have... You know what it reminds me of? This might be funny, but like when you first walk into a Nordstrom's, and you smell
100%.
that, their whole lane of where all that stuff. Like I get that type of price tier of a scent.
Well, they probably had a big old Dior counter sitting there when you walk into Nordstrom. That's one of the places I go to smell little samples of things.
Because depending on like which Nordstrom's I would go to where the parking garage is, one of them I would go in, and it would be more towards the makeup side, all the fragrances. Other one was more towards the shoe side, the leather shoes and whatever bags.
Our bougie sprayer is all under the weather, y'all, so
we had to go for the spray bottle.
I give you my KUN copper or bowl, y'all. My mom was from Nevada County, California, and I kind of think that looks a little reminiscent of the gold mine colors of the red dirt up there in Nevada County. I love this bowl. And I like the smaller size. Yes. I have the bigger one. I like the medium size a little better because it just fits in my hand. And I want to give a shout out and a giant thank you to Jeremy Fletcher from Mountain Hair Shaving. He made this brush for us at the very beginning of our journey, and we just got a knot for Sarah's handle, and we're going to be showing that one soon. Y'all, look at this. This is why when everybody asks a lather bowl question online, you usually get an army of KUN people that show up.
And Hoffman's is another base that you really go towards sometimes when you're like, I just need to know that my base is going to do its magic.
Y'all, if I got a new razor and blade combination, there are a few lathers I reach for, and Hoffman's is one of them because I know it. It's amazing. It's trusty, and it's whatever you need it to be in that moment. You want to add water a little thinner on your face, it's there for you. You want to give it a little extra love in the bowl, it's going to be a little thicker and stickier. It is just whatever you want it to be in a beautiful,
look at that already. That wasn't even that long.
I know.
We now have to focus a little on building our lather because we decided that we're going to brush it on our faces so you can see it in action. So
we got
to finish up our full lather.
Right. We do not do shaving, but I realized I would be really curious to see how this would hit the skin, how it would coat for shaving. So we're going to kind of start doing a little bit of that.
Oh,
it's really funny. This is beautiful. This is rain or sleet
that
or
just
snow.
Got classy. Wow. You know, like you're walking in the club 100%. And everyone looks at you because you look good. This is like you're going to walk in and everyone's going to look at you because you smell good. Like it just comes in with you.
Wow, let's have a grown-up conversation. There is a Ness to the Hoffman soaps, where there is just a common something. It might be the base, but I don't think so. I think it's in the fragrance, where Rob gives it his little signature. He gives it a vibe. He gives it a personality. And this, y'all, if I know Dior Fahrenheit like I think I do, the stuff that he's added to this that was not in the original fixes this in a big way for me. It sweetens it up. It makes the leather less, if that makes sense.
No, I was going to say that too.
It makes it less bracing. It makes it less cold. It gives it a friendly character that the original doesn't have. And if you've ever seen Rob on any of the lives, you can probably guess why. So this has kind of that little bit of Rob's charm.
Yeah, but there's something more like crowd pleasing about it too. It's not like, sometimes of those really finer tier colognes, it's like a very set type of person might fit there. But this, if I just smelled that, I feel like much more people could wear this than they're thinking.
Right, yes. I feel like for the original, it was almost a little bit too sexy for today's noses, if that makes sense. So this, it doesn't lose its sexiness. You're just adding a friendliness to it, which I think makes a lot of sense and makes this a beautiful scent for shaving soap. Yeah, that's what's different in this, because I don't often use the words clean and charm in the same soap.
I'd agree.
Because for it to be charming, it needs to be a little bit more whimsical, a little bit more out there, a little bit more like the Shire or something like that.
Yeah.
But this kind of meets that. It's like clean and whimsical. I'm not entirely sure how that's happening, but I'm loving the personality of this.
But there's something so clean about it too that it's almost like if you took the powderiness out of a barbershop and put more of a clean floral in there instead, or something like that. Like it's a cologne barbershop.
I would certainly not throw you out of bed for saying that. This could absolutely be a
take
barbershop.
Any powders off the deck.
Right.
But there's something super, super crisp and clean with a little masculine floral that is kind of that side, or at least that feel that I get.
I know we never comment on leather at the Barbershop Duet, but y'all, what was I saying about Hoffman leather?
So now it's time to throw that on your face, because I think
we were going to do that. Okay, so y'all, here's what I want you to see. Here's why I love the Hoffman base. Ready? I am a painter when it comes to leather, so check this out. Wow. Y'all, are you kidding me? Look at that. Look at that.
It's a thick leather.
A stuntman could fall into that and not get hurt. Here, you try a little bit, all right?
Ooh, that does feel nice.
Y'all, look at the coverage. Look at the coverage.
That's got a slickness to it too.
I know. Really, see, I like to push down and figure out when I can break the slickness, but this just really work. Doesn't break.
Nope.
And a pro tip from the Hoff himself: if you put just a dollop of leather on your nose, the scent surrounds you even better.
It is nice to get this up in your nostrils, because for us ladies, we always shaved our legs, but apparently you could just do this.
Something natural to this, even.
I'd agree.
Whoa, y'all! Before we get any messier, we better take this a little deeper. Y'all, this is just where spicy meets clean, and I'm just charmed with how it's doing it. I'm not even sure how.
There's just a secret side of like a luxury scent to this.
Right.
You know?
There's just a subtle rich guyness to this.
And I get this vibe now. Like, he clearly put thought into this attire. It's definitely part of the swag factor, maybe. I don't know. I can really see why people said to get this one. Like, I get why the push was like, you should probably get it. And they were right.
Quite enabled for this show.
They were very right.
I totally get it. And what a beautiful sort of nondescript scent, because we've had some leathers, y'all, that were leather. And my aunt used to give me English leather growing up, and that's more leather than Sturgis is, y'all. So the thing about this, the leather is so clean, you don't even recognize it as leather. And that's the cool thing, because it does have this natural spiciness to it, but it's so clean that you're not getting any of the dankiness that leather usually brings in, or any of the darkness that leather brings in. It's like the cleanest leather ever, y'all. This cow never saw dirt.
Definitely not. It is nice.
Why does leather never smell that good on the cow? Have you ever thought about that?
But you're right. I don't think I would actually smell this and pull leather as one of the top notes that I first smell.
No,
I know it's the magic in there, but it's like a bright, clean leather.
And it's gorgeous, because if you think about it, it's just a spiciness that it's going to sit on your shoulder. Once you take like the skin smell out of leather and you just bring in its sort of maybe even the agents that are helping to cure it or helping to clean it up on its own, right? Even those kind of things that are coming out of this.
I know. It's funny. Now that you lathered it too, the color I get is almost like a bright lavender-ish color.
And then where this clashes with violet right in the middle, and lavender on the top notes. Y'all, this is where floral combines with leather. I never thought it would be this pretty.
And I have to say, we're pretty lucky that this landed on our schedule when it did, because I feel like it's a much more spring, summery kind of vibe.
Yeah, y'all, this is not an autumn winter scent. Yeah. This is a spring, summer. Well, it's Fahrenheit denotes a little bit of temperature, y'all. So when that thermometer hits 90, you might want to throw a tiny bit of menthol drop in here and go to town.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all, this being Celebrity Homage Month, we're going to let you know that Alexander Skarsgård wears Christian Dior Fahrenheit. And we have no clue who that is, but Bjorn does, because he's from Sweden and he's on our live premiere chat right now, so you can ask him.
We think he was in the Zoolander movie, it seems.
I think he crossed the pond and did one movie here, but generally he's a Swedish actor. So we're not sure, but we know he smells great. You know what I love best is the Hoffman sweetness is here, but it's dialed down. It's kind of like when you put reverb on music and you don't want it to like take it over and make it sound muddy or too far away, but it's just the right amount gives it that ping. And y'all, I don't think Fahrenheit had a sweet note like this, but it's just an echo of one, and it fixes it for me. Like grown-up conversation, I have not worn the cologne of the other one that we have, but this one I would take out for a walk.
I was just thinking, like, we might want the splash for this. Like, that smell after your shave when it wears off, you'd be sad. Like, this is one of those ones you're like, no, I wanted more.
So why do we collect different homages to the same cologne, y'all? Because they're going to have different qualities. They're going to have different faces. They're going to have different personalities. And I might like the sweetness in this some days and the dryness in the other on other days. So, y'all, it's like hearing a singer cover a song. You might discover somebody you love in a song that you've already known. So it's kind of that idea. And you know, Hoffman's, thank you for having a width and breadth of sense to where when I open my Hoffman's cabinet, I could go anywhere. There are some that are a little bit more whimsical birthday party. There's some that are more sexy guy cologne and everything in between. So this is awesome. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just walk into your favorite barbecue place and order a rib. Not an order of ribs. That's $2.50. You're going to order a rib. And by the time they're filling your hands with soda, you just got your own. So head over to hoffmansgrooming.com where you'll find this and a ton of other stuff I want right now. Y'all, each artisan has a fingerprint, and I love that the Hoffs is a super charming, little bit of a sweet fingerprint that can even take something like Fahrenheit and give it a sweet, charming little nudge. And I love this, y'all. And the lather, it's a friend. It impresses me each time I use it. The more you get to know it and the more it gets to know you, the more you will appreciate having a Hoffman collection on your shelf. And let's face it, they look awesome.
Welcome to Messages.
So our friend Craig at Opus Brush gave us these for free to give away to y'all. One of them here on the show and the other one on an Instagram Live with Opus Brush at the end of the summer. So all you have to do to be eligible for your choice of these gorgeous brushes is to send us an email here at WeSetYou@theBarbershopDuet.com and include Opus Brush in the description. And check out Craig's Instagram page. He's got awesome stuff going on over there. Check back on July 3rd to see if you're our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
I love that he called this Superfly, so I'll always remember one of my favorite movies every time I use it.
That is actually perfect.
Absolutely descriptive.
I know we showed everyone our EDPs earlier, but this one might be one that you'd want too, because that has a good lasting time on those.
I love this, and I love what he's added. I love that it's just a little bit of a charm, a little bit of a sweetness, just to bring it into a little bit more of a modern era.
And I love that the Shave World continues to bring us these homages to different colognes and stuff, especially ones that are now you can't even get anymore.
Yeah.
That this is a nice way that you could still be able to have that scent.
In this hobby, history doesn't die, y'all. It just gets better. Thank you for being here. We are so grateful to have you as members of our humble barbershop.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.